This conference will now be recorded.
So today I'll explain introduction to mainframe. Okay, introduction to mainframe. So before I explain about introduction to mainframe, what is mainframe, I would like to ask everyone who are new to mainframe technology. So please go through this two YouTube playlist. Okay. So this particularly this, if you open this one, you can able to 6 or 7 hours videos on TSYS view, or this is the another one. So either you can go, I recommend you go through this one, first one. If time permits, you can go through the second one also. Whichever the one you want to prefer, you can go with that. So if you complete this one, first or second one, the same content I'm going to explain in 6 days, in initial 6 or 5 hours. Hence, please watch this one again and again. I'm repeating so that you will get more idea and you can repeat the same concept one more time. Okay, yeah. So right. So team, first I'll explain what is mainframe. Okay, so what is mainframe? So IBM mainframe. What is mainframe? So there are different mainframe products are there, team. So one is Unisys mainframe. Okay, like that there are different companies developed the mainframe. Micro Focus mainframe, like that is called okay, Micro Focus COBOL and all. Then Unisys mainframe. Like that, there are even CA also. CA is the company. They are also having mainframe. Okay, so but we are going to learn IBM mainframes. Okay, we are going to learn the content IBM mainframes. First, we will try to understand what is mainframe, what is there. Okay, since almost 60% of the participants in this batch are new to mainframe technology. So let me give an idea what is mainframe. So team, mainframe is a server, or I can call as a system. Mainframe is a server or system. So here we need to understand what is server. So server means if you are connecting you and I and others. Okay, if we are connecting from different locations to the same system which is located different place, that is called server. Example, you are doing a online reservation, or you are doing a internet banking. So you are doing, okay, I am doing some internet bank transaction. You are doing, your friends, everyone is doing. But the relevant programs, the relevant application is nothing but the project. The relevant application or project is located, it is installed some one system. That system is called as a server. Server is nothing but it is a hub. It is a hub. Example, okay. Example, if you take a restaurant business, okay, in most of the cities, okay, so there they might be having a chain business. Okay, I mean, go on mute. Yeah, thanks. So if you take an example, team, restaurant business, what they few restaurant organizations do, they will prepare food and they will control the entire thing at one place and they will distribute. Okay, so they will prepare the food at X place. That food will be distributed to different branches. Okay, so where they are preparing, where they are controlling, that is called hub. HUB hub. Okay, so similarly, the directions, everything goes from there only. In mainframe technology, server is nothing but if multiple users are accessing one system from different locations, automatically that system will become a server. That system will become a server in a normal general terminology. Example, if I create a network such a way, my system should access in my system there is a one application is there, one project software is running, and if you are accessing that particular website, okay, which is installed in my laptop from your system, so that is called server. Okay, that is called server. Then what is system? Okay, what is system? So my laptop is a one system, your laptop is a system. Okay, your my laptop, your laptop, desktop, others go on mute. I'm getting some echo. Yeah, so system is nothing but which has a OS, okay, which has a OS, which has a hardware, okay, and a CPU and storage device. So if any system has these three or these components, that automatically will become a system. Okay, that automatically will become a system, because in mainframe we have a operating system, we have a specific hardware, then we have something called to process your transactions, your programs, the relevant CPU will be there, and storage device also will be there. So any system has these three components, that is called system. Okay, anything this has components we can call as a system. So this is all about mainframe. What is mainframe? What is mainframe server? What is system? Okay, so let me explain mainframe versus Windows. Okay, hey, Venkat, I don't know anything about mainframes, how you can compare with the mainframe. So team, if it is a Windows desktop, we have XP is the operating system, Vista is the one operating system, 2007 is the another version. So these are all the Windows is the operating system. It has different versions, 2010 and so on. 2010 and so on. When it comes to mainframe, okay, so we have operating system MVS, multiple virtual storage. MVS stands multiple virtual storage. Then the latest operating system, G series operating system. What is the latest mainframe operating system is ZOS. Okay, means if you take a laptop, we are having Windows operating system. If you take a mainframe system, we are having ZOS G series operating system. That is all about OS. So where you store the data? Okay, if you want to store the data, you need something, right? Here we are having hard disk. Okay, in Windows we are having hard disk. You can connect to the pen drive or external hard disk, and you can store the data. In case of mainframe technology, we are having tape is the storage device. I hope you would have heard tape. Okay, earlier, a few decades back, few years back, okay, our grandfathers, okay, they might be listening songs on tape only, on tape device. So tape is the one type of the storage device. Then which is a old type of the storage device. Tape is the old storage device. Dash D, direct access storage device. Direct access storage device. So dash D is another it's a storage device in mainframe. Means whatever the data you're storing. So data in the sense customers data, like you are doing a ATM transactions, you are a customer for the bank, or for bank you are going there, you are transferring the money or you are depositing. That is, you are a customer, you're doing a transaction, right? Or if you take a insurance project, insurance organization, so in insurance, what will be there? Premium, okay, policy, and all of them. Okay, so storing the insurance details. Or if you go into retail market, either Walmart, Tesco, or Big Bazaar, more, or any supermarket you take, so you are doing a number of transactions. Okay, you need to store them. Okay, so the transactions are data generally we store on dash D, which is the latest storage device is dash D. This is all about storage. Okay, so uh, in Windows, we have something called TSO. Okay, so sorry, command prompt. Okay, so here we have something called command prompt. Command prompt. Using command prompt, we can create a file, Notepad. We can create a folder. We can change the path. Right? So here we are having something called TSO, time sharing options. TSO stands time sharing options. And we are having something called, we can do right click on mouse and you can create notepad or file, right? So if I right click, I can get something. If I do right click, new, I can create a folder. I can create a notepad. I can create a, this is more user friendly one. Sorry. So going to the command prompt, creating them, it would be very difficult for you, right? So if you want to do the same thing, we have something called ISPF. Go on mute, Shobharani. Yeah. So TSO ISPF. ISPF stands Interactive System Productivity Facility. So don't worry, I have the documents. I will give the documents related to what is stands and everything. Okay, you can go through the document. You will get to know everything, what is TSO, ISPF and everything. Okay, so ISPF stands Interactive System Productivity. In Windows, we have something called Notepad. Okay, we can store the data in a notepad. It can be either data or text, anything you can store. Okay, how you utilize the notepad, that is up to you as a user, as a system user. In case of mainframe technology, we have something called data set. Okay, so data set is nothing but notepad. What you are able to store in the notepad, like data, you can able to store even in data set also. So either you can call as a data set or file in mainframe terminology, file or sequential file. So sequential file or flat file, all are same. So data set or file or sequential file or flat file. So all are giving the, all are indicating the same meaning, that is data set. All are indicating the same, that is data set. So that is about what is like a mainframe. Then when it comes to here, we have something called a folder. Okay, here we have something called PDS, partitioned data set. Here we have something called PDS, partitioned data set. So if you want to create a multiple files, notepads or Excel sheet, we will create a folder in Windows. But in case of mainframe technology, we create a PDS and we will store multiple files. We will store multiple files. So these are all the major differences between mainframe server, mainframe system and Windows and mainframe system. Now, you know very well, team, if I open 20 applications in Windows laptop, automatically, I mean the laptop which has a Windows operating system, if I open 20 web application, if I am doing a gaming, I am doing some coding, I am executing some SQL queries, if I am doing if I am doing multiple tasks, multiple things in Windows laptop, Windows based laptop, automatically your system is going to become a slow. Okay, even if it is a high-end system also, at one point of time it is going to become slow, it will not respond. Okay, so we are talking about you're just playing the games, you are doing a gaming, you're playing games and you are browsing and you are executing the queries, you are doing some coding, so you're doing few tasks. For that only, your Windows system is not able to respond properly because of different factors. But if I want to store ATM transactions, you know what happens, how many transactions will happen per year. There are so many millions and lakhs, okay, billion transactions will happen daily basis or weekly basis. So if you want to store them and process them, then you can imagine how your system should be, right? So for that only, we have a concept called mainframes. Okay. So any queries so far before I proceed further? Next. So the next question, before you understand a little bit more about mainframe, who are using mainframes? Okay. So means who are using, basically, you know, Windows laptop used by us, who are using mainframes, correct? The answer for this particular question tip, the answer for this particular question, all top all top insurance companies don't don't bring Indian companies. Okay, most of the top world, I can say top world insurance companies, top banks, top, all are top 20 banks, insurance companies and retail. Okay, retail like Walmart, Tesco, all retail companies. Okay, all retail companies and health health based companies. Okay, and airlines. Okay, so all top insurance companies. Okay, example Bank of America, Royal Bank of Scotland, Danske. Okay, all banks, these are all the banks, I can say Bank of America, Royal Bank of Scotland, RBS and Danske, like that. There are so many banks are using mainframe technology. Okay, so top insurance companies in world can be either in USA or Canada, Australia or UK. So top insurance companies are also using mainframes to store their customers' details. So why the insurance companies will use mainframe technology? You know, so in foreign countries, team, so insurance is going to play very key role. Okay, according to my minimal knowledge in USA, United States of America, almost out of 100, 80 to 90 citizens are going to have the insurances. Either it can be term insurance, it can be health insurance, it can be life insurance. Okay, so they will be having the insurance. Hence, you can imagine. Okay, so if the entire country are having the insurances, then to process that, to store the data, so you can imagine how system should be there. Okay, so that is the reason Okay, most of the top insurance companies, because insurance companies, what type of the transactions will happen in the insurance companies? Basically, two things will be there. Any sector you take, so insurance company employees, okay, insurance companies employees and customers. Okay, so in any, if you take any insurance company, each organization have employees. So we need to store either employee details and customers details. Like, so I might be taking the policy, I might be paying the premium. Okay, I need to do settlement after maturity, after grace period, after 10 years or 20 years. We have to insurance company needs to do settlement. So you can imagine, so if you take an insurance, you might be taking 15 years and 20 years. Hence, we need to store 20 years customers data safely. Okay. So because that is important, right? It is not something I will do an insurance this year, bank organization will remove my transaction next year. It is not like that, right? Because after 20 years, after 30 years, after 40 years, we are going to settle the amount. Okay. So hence, we need to store the customer's data safely and it should respond fast in a fast way. So, okay, since the data is a huge, okay, and customers data needs to be stored in a secure manner. Hence, the insurance companies, most of the top insurance companies, they will use mainframes. So when I say insurance, automatically it will applicable for mainframe banks also. I can say in this particular world, most of the transactions are happening banks and retail companies. Most of the transactions are happening, either ATM transaction, bank transactions are happening here. Instead of retail companies, now we got, okay, e-commerce website. The transactions are happening in e-commerce website. That is different story. I accept that. Okay, but earlier, okay, so top banks, I told you, right? Bank of America, RBS, almost all the banks are using mainframes to store their customer details, their loan details. So in a bank, what you can do, you can take the loan, you can do the payment, okay, you can create a account, you can deposit, withdrawal, fund transfer, lot of transactions you can do in a bank. So we need to store all type of the transactions for all the customers. It can be either ATM, either it can be ATM, or it can be a bank. If you're going to the bank and you're doing a transaction, or internet banking, anything, wherever, whatever you do, we need to capture, we need to store it. Hence, okay, the data is huge here also, and the customers data needs to maintain more secure, because if you see any country regulations, any country rules, so RBI India, for USA there will be a federal system, or one system will be there, one security, when one government financial organization will be there. For each country there will be one regulatory, right? So they will monitor, they will make sure all the customers data is secure or not. Hence, the customer data needs to be stored securely. Okay, otherwise you are going to lose the business. Okay, because if you hear here and there stating that from X bank the customer's data got leaked, will you join? See, we are a normal regular customers, who are doing business, okay, celebrities, business companies. Do you think, do they go for that bank? No, because wherever there is a security is there for your data, there you will go. Hence, banks will give a priority not only for storing the data, for security also. So this is the one point I want to tell. Now, top retail companies, okay, if you go to any supermarket, top supermarket in any country, you can imagine how many transactions happening in the retail stores. Then health, airlines, and telecommunications. Okay, so almost all top, even top telecom companies also using mainframes. So I have given only few sectors. Almost all major sectors are in almost all the major sectors using mainframe technology. So as our colleague said, even Citibank. Okay, so Citibank is also one of the client. First Data is the insurance company. They are using mainframes. Inquiries so far. Sorry, clear? Are you comfortable so far? I need your responses, team. Okay, so that I'll get more energy to explain a little bit more.
Venkat, it is
Yeah,
clear.
cut. Clear.
Yeah. So team, now you got to know, okay, so who are using mainframes, difference between mainframe and or what is mainframe server and system. Okay, by this time you would have got what is mainframe server and system. Okay, so now you can imagine team for bank, for one bank, okay, for one bank. So there are so many customers might be doing transactions different places, right? So hence, see what happens, you will develop the software or application, I can say application, and that will be deployed on mainframe system. So we will give access to system, which means that, okay, let me give a clear picture to you how the real world things going to happen. Let's take, this is your mainframe system. Okay, this is your mainframe system. Okay, MF system, mainframe system. On this system, you deployed your application. Okay, so application to store the customer details, insurance details, any type of details. Now, so what happens? So this is your mainframe server, I can say. Now you are the user. Okay, so there is other user, there is a other user, there is another user, like that. There are a number of users from accessing ATMs. Okay, so you can say one customer doing a transaction through ATM. Okay, through ATM. One customer is going to the bank. Okay, so one customer is doing mobile banking. Okay, one customer is doing again at ATM, and another customer doing from bank. So this is internet banking. This is a bank directly going to bank. Mobile banking. This is a bank or internet banking. I means internet banking. So whatever you are doing on them, so that will be finally the data is going to pass it to mainframe. Okay, so whatever you're doing, it will be passed to mainframe. So it will be passed to mainframe. So you might be getting a doubt. I have a ICICI app, Access Bank, Citibank, like that. Will okay, even okay, yeah. So will whatever you're doing in mobile banking, is it directly interacting mainframe system? Maybe, may not be. Maybe, may not be. So what happens, team? So in between, there might be a Java technology. Okay. In between, there is other technology, X technology. This is a Java technology. This is Java technology. This is another technology. So what I am trying to say, so because mainframe is not user-friendly screen. Okay, if you take a internet banking, if you take a internet banking, that is a GUI, graphical user interface. GUI stands graphical user interface application, right? So GUI will not come up with the mainframe. So maybe they will develop another Java some X technology, Java, like that. Okay, so what happens, team? Java technology is visible to the end user. Okay, so don't get confused, don't make it complex. If you have any queries, ask me. So Java technology is visible to the end user. Whatever you're doing, you will be doing on Java. Indirectly, once you do the transaction or once you are requesting something, internally Java will talk to mainframes. Mainframe will talk to the database which is inbuilt of mainframe system, that is DB2, or whether it is a DB2. So DB2 is a database. Okay, so or dataset. I told you, right? Dataset is nothing but Notepad. So if your a user is doing something, if user is doing anything on Java, internally Java, such a way system design will be there. Such a way system design will be there. So if user doing any transaction on Java, so Java is going to pass the data to mainframe. Based on the user request, it will hit the corresponding table or file. Similarly, okay, so even if the user is doing something on this particular Java or mobile, internally the data is going to come to here. Okay, so means in any project you take, any technology you take, there are multiple systems will be there. Example, team, example I want to tell you here. Okay, so I'm talking about in India. Okay, in India, you can do reservation. Okay, you can do all about reservation. Okay, see, we will take a IRCTC. See, IRCTC, the company or that application on X technology. I'm not talking about any specific X technology. Okay, so means I can open the IRCTC company website. When IRCTC website, I can do reservation, railway reservation. I can do train reservation, or I can open Paytm. I can open do Paytm. I can do reservation. Am I correct, team? So, but through even if I open Paytm, I am able to do reservation from IRCTC. Okay, so what I am trying to say here, IRCTC, the web application is developed X technology. Paytm is developed on X, another Y technology. So the point I am trying to do, I am trying to tell that the business, what is the purpose of IRCTC or Paytm? They should give a facility provision to do reservation, right? So for end user is only the reservation, but in the back end, so Paytm also might be hitting the IRCTC database only, because Paytm also should respond whether tickets are available or not. How it can respond? For Paytm, there is no other database, which is related to IRCTC, right? So Paytm also should go to the, should hit the IRCTC database only. It should hit the IRCT database. So means your technology, front-end technology is a Paytm, because some customers may be liking Paytm, they might be doing. So I said, instead of Java, you can take a Paytm. Okay, this is a Paytm. You are accessing Paytm, but indirectly your IRCT application assume that it is built on the mainframe. Is it clear, team? Anyone wants to give anyone wants to add anything here? Who are having, who are experienced people here?
Yes, it's clear.
Right. Okay. So this is something called, how architecture, how it will be there. So let me talk something else, team. which is okay. We will talk about the same thing even in CICS also. If you don't know, if you're not understanding this part, please leave it. Okay. So team, in real time, what happens? Okay. If you're having computer knowledge, you can understand easily. Otherwise, it would be very difficult. Okay. I was telling you. So any web application, any application you take, okay, any application you take, there are three components will be there. Okay. One is okay front end layer. One is front end layer. The second one is business layer. The third one is database layer. Any application you take any technology, either you take a Java, you take a SAP, you take a .NET, you take a Oracle, you take a mainframes, any technology, AS400, any technology you take, one is front end layer will be there, and business layer and database. Okay, so you need to understand all these three. So front end layer means what is visible to the end user. Okay, so within the website, to develop this, to make visible the screen or for validations and all will be there in the business layer. I'm repeating, what is front end layer? Front end layer is nothing but what is visible to the end user. What is Sarath, go on mute, please. So what is visible to the end user? If I am opening one website, okay, if I open, this is the one website, okay, right? This is the one website team. Now this is front end layer. What I am able to see, this is front end layer. Now, if I am doing some reservation, or if I am doing some validation, or if I am applying some scheme and all, that will be the business layer. Means the validation, and when user select login button, what should happen? That validation will be done on the business layer. If you, after clicking on register, it should display register page, correct? So based on your front end actions, your business layer will respond. Means, so end user will do something on the front end. So based on the actions on the front end, that particular request will be passed to business layer. Okay, so it will go to the business layer. So depends on the requirement. Let's say you enter the user ID password to do login. It should go to the business layer. So in the business layer is not a database. Okay, just it will receive the data from front end, then it will check in the database table, login table. What is the table? Login table. In login table, whether user ID password is present or not. If it is present, it will give one response. If it is not present, or the invalid credentials are invalid, then it will give another response. So that business layer will display error message based on the database response stating that, hey boss, hey user ID password is wrong. Okay, so any technology you take, these three layers will be there. Now what I am trying to say, in our earlier diagram, front end can be either mainframe. In mainframe we have something called CICS. We have something called CICS or IMS TM. Okay, transaction manager. If the client wants to use front end also mainframe, CICS, customer information control system, or Java. Okay, Java or something else, even Android, or you can front end mobile net internet banking, that is Android, right? Because Android system also can talk to mainframe, that is not a problem. So Java or mainframe, these are all the front end technologies. Okay, these are all front end layers. So means this particular thing, either it can be Java, it can be either .NET, it can be our SAP or any other technology. The front end, it can be any technology. So whatever that we have a flexibility to connect to mainframe. So the business layer in banks, they do like this only. Okay, always the business layer is mainframe technology. Okay, so whatever you do on front end, ultimately through some form, it will come to mainframe technology. Okay, it will come to mainframe technology to store the data. So it will be storing the data. Any queries here? So how Java can talk to business layer, how Java can exchange the data. We have something called middleware tools. I don't want to get into that. We will see during CICS module training, because if I explain now for beginners, it will become a complex. That is the reason I am not taking it. In a high level, these are only 3 layers. So if I talk about mainframe technology, what is the, I'll talk about, what is the business front end layer? As I said, in mainframe, we have a module called CICS, Customer Information Control System. There is IMS TM. Depends on the end user. TM or DC, both are same. Next, business layer. Generally, it is a COBOL, okay, or PL1. Okay, COBOL or PL1. So business layer means to do the validation, to receive, to get the request from that and send the, validate against the database. Then DB2. What is that? Database layer. So database layer is DB2 or files. Files, what is the meaning of file or data set? It is a notepad. Okay. But as of now, I can call as a notepad. Once I start actual practical part, I will call always a data set. Any queries here? Okay. Next. So now you got what is front end layer, what is business layer, and what is database layer. Now, why, do you think mainframe was invented or developed, okay, introduced recently? No. Okay, a few decades back only, the mainframe became, came into the picture, into this world. So mainframe came into the world long back. Okay, so before we born, I can say, before we born only, the mainframe system, not all of them, okay, most of them, before we born, the mainframe came into the picture. So why the mainframe came into the picture? Now there are so many technologies are coming into the picture, but mainframe is not a new technology. It is an old technology, one of the old technology to store, to process the data. When there is nothing, there is no other applications to handle huge amount of the data. Nowadays, after few decades, few technologies came into the picture to process large amount of data in a secure manner. But couple of years back, we don't have, mainframe don't have any competitor, as simple I can say. Okay, but in recent years, okay, instead of mainframe, the clients are going for other technology. That is a different story. Okay, but still it is leading. I told you, right? So all top companies, okay, because where the business is going to happen, insurance companies only, banks only, retail organizations, right? Health and airline and telecommunication. So there is a huge business, right? Where transactions will happen there only, right? So now the question is, why top companies are choosing mainframe? That is the question. Okay, we have seen who are using mainframe, but you should know why they are opting mainframe only. So the answer is the mainframe can store huge amount of the data, huge amount of data, huge, you can imagine. Okay, it is not, if you are new to mainframe or system computers, you cannot imagine how much data also, that much amount of the data you can store. So storing the data might be, is okay, anywhere you might store, but the response, the speed, Okay, let's say team, end of the month, I want to read all the transactions, whatever it happened in 1 month. You can imagine in 1 month how many ATM transactions will happen, how many bank transactions will happen, because I have to generate a bank statement, I have to generate a monthly statement. If I want to generate a monthly statement, I have to process 1 month transactions. Okay, so when I am processing 1 month transactions, huge amount of the data, your system should not give any problem. System should not hang. Okay, it should not, your system should not stuck. So even the performance or speed point of view also, mainframe is the best one. Mainframe is the best one. The speed will be calculated in MIPS, million instruction per second. Per second, it can process millions instructions. Okay, so MIPS, million instructions per second. Next, the next one, security. This is one of the main reason why top companies, banks, insurance companies are opting and using the mainframe still, because security. So far I did not heard anywhere that mainframe data is hacked. So, but you can hear, you would have heard this particular X bank or this data. Maybe the data might be storing on the different platform, different technology, different platform I can say. But the data which is stored on mainframe, I did not heard that the data is leaked, okay, from mainframe. Somebody hacked through some channels. Okay, that news did not come so far. I guess I can say, 40 years back it was developed, but still I did not hear anywhere about that particular, security issue. Then, okay, so either you can say backup or recovery. What does mean? If something goes wrong in between, still your data is safe. It can able to recover where it lost. Very important. Uh, Assume that team, you are accessing your mobile. Okay, all of a sudden it got stopped working. Now you are a 50-50 in dilemma. Will you able to hold the data or not? Now since the now the cloud came into the picture, because of that your data is safe. Okay, because of that your data is safe. Or if you take a laptop, if system is hanged and if system is corrupted, then what happens? If you go to any repair center, they will say that, sir, you are going to lose the data. Straight away they will say, correct? So if the same thing happens with the real-time data, see, you are talking about your personal computer, personal data where you can retain anywhere. But customers transactions, I cannot retain anywhere, right? I cannot get somewhere else. I cannot ask the customer. He might tell truth, he might tell lie. I did this transaction and all. Hence, if something goes wrong, without losing the data, we need to we need to make sure the data should be safe, and at any moment, whether it is a huge in peak, our peak performance time also, your data should be responding really very positive. Okay, so we have something called backup and recovery. So this is the another flexibility. So because of these various features or reasons, the clients are still using mainframe. Only one problem with the mainframe, as per my knowledge, okay, as per my knowledge, there is a disadvantage I can say. Okay, I can say it is a disadvantage. That is what the disadvantage is. It is a huge cost involved. Okay, so small companies, small banks cannot able to afford money on mainframe. Okay, so because of that, only top companies, top insurance companies are using mainframe, because there is maintenance cost. Okay, storing the data and utilizing the mainframe, IBM mainframe is a huge cost involved. Because of that, only top companies are using mainframe. That I can say as per my knowledge. Okay, team. So this is all together what is mainframe and who use mainframes and all of them. So if you see any article, you also can explore why mainframe, still used. Okay, so you can see some articles here and there. Okay, so who uses mainframe? So if you see, if you go there, you will get list. Okay, from directly we are getting from, you can see lot of things. Okay, team, lot of articles, please explore all of them. Okay, can you see? One is reliability, availability. Availability in the sense it is available 24/7. Okay, nowadays, if you observe, I don't know whether you noticed or not, after every 3 months, we will get a one message. Okay, you don't do ATM, don't do any transactions between 12 p.m. to early morning 3. There will be a message after every 3 years. So means that is a not availability, right? So availability means it should available 365 days without downtime. Downtime means sometimes server will be down. Okay, if you take a government websites, there will be a downtime for some time. So because of upgrade or various reasons. But mainframe it is available 24/7. Okay, that is the concept meaning of availability, reliability, and serviceability. Okay, then I told you mainframe strengths are security, scalability. Depends on your data, automatically you can increase the infrastructure or storage device, so that you can able to do. Continuing compatibility. So these are all the main reasons why the people are opting for the mainframe. So you can explore some articles too. Okay, look 6 industries where mainframe is using. Okay, I told you right. 44 out of the top 50 banks. Okay, so top 50 out of 50, 44 banks are using mainframe. So IBM Jet mainframe are used by all top insurance worldwide. You can list what who are using. We don't have. Yeah. Let me see whether we will get any list. I'm trying to see list. No, we don't have list. Okay. So healthcare also, and government. Few governments, I heard that Australian government also they are using mainframe to store the data. Aviation, retail. You can see top and out of 25, 23 retail companies are using mainframes. So you bring anything, which has user data, then the mainframe will be there. Yeah. So yeah, you can see someone is said, let me stop the recording.